Alright. Hello everyone. More Spearmaster. I've decided to attempt some more of this because I want to focus more on Reveal It later, and so I'm doing Spearmaster now. And you know, there's like a 2% chance I finish a run, and then I can move on to Reveal It, you know, or not. And it'll take another like month to get back to runs because I'll be focusing on a lot of other things. Spearmaster never ends. I think that this is all correct. 2% is a bit generous, yeah. Maybe. I mean, if you were to go through all the streams and check, you would notice that it's a 0% chance in reality, so. So the volume's all good. I thought about doing something like doing one Spearmaster run every day. Just do one attempt. But the funny thing is that I've already done over 370 attempts. So if I were to have been doing one attempt a day, it would take actually more than a year to finish a run. Doing it like that. Okay, I'm already throwing. I mean, I guess you could say that the chance of finishing a run now is higher than when I started, but kind of doesn't feel that way. There's a handful of situations that I've gotten better at. I guess I'm trying to go for vulture masks, so getting through chimney is more consistent. There's one room in industrial that I came up with a new strategy for, and that room is more consistent now. So maybe it's like a 20% increase. Oh, centipede over here. Nice. I probably should just keep going that way since I was already on that side of the room. My approach now for Spearmaster is just to not care about the time. I mean, I'll care a little bit, but the main priority is just finishing a run and not like dying. Although that was my approach when I first started Spearmaster runs like 3 months ago. And that's when I actually finished a run that was like a 59. I mean, that's what you can see in these splits actually. Just barely sub-hour time RTA. And I need to improve that by like more than like 6 minutes or something. Funny song. job. So far, this is going great. This is the kind of song where you can interpret it however you want. Like, whatever you want to hear is what you will hear. New hour-long video essay came out. Classic. The most common type of Rain World content. The hour-long video essay. Honestly, I'm not even really interested in them anymore. I've heard enough about Rain World. And usually like half of the video is just like kind of summarizing the game, you know, and it's like, well, you know, I've heard the same like summary of the game, and you're like it's the first time experience like 100 times, you know. Not good. I'll just drop them. Oh, this is a dangerous thing to be holding, but I could use it against the vulture. I'll probably hold on to it. Wow. If Spearmaster is truly the Spearmaster, then why can't they create their own explosive spears or electric spears? They only have access to this one type. Honestly, Spearmaster is kind of a strange name. I think the idea was that the original version of Spearmaster was unique because they could hold 2 spears at once, which, you know, that was before Hunter was released. And they could pick up spears from walls. Which is funny because that's now an Artificer ability. You know what? I don't even need the explosive spear. That's funny. And so basically they just gave Spearmaster all of the spear abilities, holding more spears, you know, pick up spears from walls. And you could have this kind of like reckless playstyle because you could just throw spears around all over the place and you'd always be able to grab them back, you know? You never lose a spear. Which is kind of the same way. It's the same way that it works now, right? You kind of have an infinite supply of spears, but it's less of like you can throw them around all you want, but it's more like you can create them whenever you want, but when you actually need to use them, you need to be careful with them. And now Artie is actually the one who can just kind of throw spears around wherever they want. Sorry, dude. Oh, really? Oh, that was actually really surprising. Scavenger? I like when they just sit there and stare at you. Can't drink blood from exploded enemies. I mean, you should be able to. I mean, like, Hunter can eat like anything that's dead. Why do they have to be alive? I guess because, like, circulation has to be moving. But does that even matter? Probably. I think the more interesting kinds of video essays are the ones that are more critical, more like critique, like, you know. Because, you know, if a game is good and all you do is talk about how good the game is, then it's like, I don't know, it's not that interesting. Like, yeah, I know the game is good. We can just go and play it, and, you know, if it's a fun game, then it's good, pretty much. But or sometimes you can like focus on some specific aspect of the game and why that makes it like unique or something. That's more interesting. But just like, wow, the atmosphere and the art is so good and the story is crazy and then blah blah blah. You know, like, yeah, I've heard it all before, man. And critiques, I mean, if a game is bad in like every aspect, where it's like, yeah, this game sucks, and we all agree that it sucks, then a critique is not as interesting, because usually I think in that case it's bad because of some other problem, like a time constraint or budget constraint, or the scope was too big, or, you know, the idea just like didn't work out in the beginning, you know. And it's like, yeah, maybe like this game could become something good, but it just is not in that state yet. Like, if a game is bad because it's really buggy, you can't, that's not really a critique, it's just buggy because it was like made poorly, or, you know, they didn't have time to patch it completely. But then if a game is actually good, it's like, it's a lot more interesting to critique, because it's not just like we don't all agree that it's like bad in the same way, like, oh, it's buggy, the art is bad, this is bad, you know. It's like it's good, but like here's some problems with it, here's some like interesting points, you know. People don't usually critique Rain World. Definitely Downpour. There's one video that that I like in particular, but Rain World, it's kind of hard to critique Rain World because everything that makes it a bad game is kind of what makes it unique too. Like, yeah, the game is really difficult, and yeah, it is unfair, and yeah, it doesn't really teach you anything. But that's the point. I mean, I think for difficulty, you can still critique difficulty in the game. Whether it's hard or easy is not the important part, but instead it's the difficulty curve, or the way that the game teaches you. If a game is really difficult and it's just because it kind of throws you in and says good luck, you know, that's not as fair, it's not as fun or interesting compared to a game that starts off easy and then builds up to a very high difficulty. And you could say, yeah, the game eventually gets really difficult, but you build up to it, you know. You can eventually kind of get used to it. Like, would I say that Celeste is a difficult game? Maybe. I guess if you're not really familiar with platformers, it would be difficult. But just beating the game, just getting to the end of the summit, it's not too difficult, you know. I think that's manageable for most people who are like familiar with games. But then if you want to go for the B sides, or the C sides, or the golden strawberries, or, you know, farewell, that's like difficult. And you could say, yeah, Celeste is a difficult game if you consider that content. But since you've probably played all the A sides first, and then all the B sides, and then all the C sides, you know, you can kind of like, you kind of improve as you play. So it's not as unreasonable for a new player, because it eventually builds up to that difficulty. I think it's very, very well balanced. Some other games just have like higher base difficulty, where it's like even the first boss will be like very challenging for a new player. Where it's like, yeah, you're probably expected to like already be familiar with this genre of game before you even start, you know. There's some like precision platformers that are like just kind of throw you in, expect you to already be good at platformers before you start playing. And Rain World is actually the case where it's very difficult and it doesn't really teach you anything. It kind of just throws you in. But of course, it's how do you critique that? Because that's like the main appeal of the game, right? That it does just throw you in and say good luck. The entire process of figuring that out is Rain World. I think that maybe setting expectations could help. Because I find that a lot of people who talk about Rain World don't have any they don't really have the correct expectations for what the game is. Like, oh, this is a Metroidvania because it's kind of marketed as a Metroidvania occasionally for some reason. Not really by Rain World, but like by other things. Like, I think it's actually something on Steam relating to Metroidvanias includes Rain World. It's kind of mentioned as one, or like similar to games like Hollow Knight. It's like, yeah, sure, there's like this big world to explore, but it's not really a Metroidvania at all. And it's not even like the kind of Metroidvania where you like learn stuff like Outer Wilds. Like Outer Wilds is not a Metroidvania, but it's kind of the same process where you like learn stuff and. Oh, that was the mask. And that kind of is how it is in Rain World, but not really. It's kind of just like your experience with just every moment-to-moment gameplay, really. Not with like big like key revelations that you need to figure out to progress. But I think people go into Rain World thinking it's gonna be difficult, like Dark Souls is difficult, or like Celeste is difficult, you know, where it's very difficult, but it's very balanced, you know, where you can eventually like get good enough to beat the game, or if you're like already good at platformers, you can beat it, right? Like Dark Souls is a difficult game, and I'm not gonna say too much about it because I'm not very familiar with the series, but you know, they're very difficult games, but everyone knows exactly how they're difficult, and you know, expectations are set for that. But for Rain World, it's not really difficult in the same way. It's not like it's not like that. I don't really know what makes it different. But yeah, people are like, I like Dark Souls, I like Super Meat Boy, I like Celeste, I like these difficult games. I'm gonna like Rain World too, and then they end up not liking it because it is difficult, but not in the same way. It's not like a difficult boss that you need to like practice and like spend 100 attempts learning their attack patterns, and eventually you can beat them, right? It's more like more patience, you know. Because you never beat Rain World. I guess if you're like a score runner, you kind of beat Rain World, I guess. But that's like much further out on the difficulty spectrum, I guess. To the point where you're like going around actively killing everything you see. There's a point in the middle where it's like you can deal with some creatures maybe, but most of the time you're avoiding them probably. Being good at Rain World is not like I can beat this boss without taking damage. It's more like I know that this boss or creature is not worth fighting. It's more knowledge than like actual skill, but also skill does make a big difference because just moving around is a little bit tricky. King Vulture Mask is nice. I wouldn't have died to that White Lizard earlier if I had a King Vulture Mask, actually. I think it was the fear running out. Oops, mistimed that. I think that Dark Souls. Well, okay, this is kind of an assumption, I haven't played Dark Souls. But I'm kind of familiar with how it is. It's difficult in the sense that you don't have great control over your own character. Or there's consequences to your actions, more like. It's like a fighting game. Because in a fighting game, or okay, let's say that there's a game that is, I mean, if you want to make a game easier, one way to do it is to make it more responsive. So the moment you jump, you jump. The moment you attack, you attack. There's no interruption between attacking or jumping or moving around, you know? So you can move around just as easily when attacking compared to when not attacking, right? Or whenever you attack, you can immediately dodge or you can immediately block or something like that, you know? All of your actions are like immediate. And you have a lot of control over your character. But in like a fighting game, all of your actions kind of have to be balanced where, you know, if you want to do a strong attack, you need to commit to it. And while you're doing that attack, you can't dodge, you can't block, you can't move, right? And that's also closer to how it is in Dark Souls, I think. It's not like I'm going to attack this boss and then dodge when they attack me. It's more like, can I attack the boss right now and still have time to dodge their next attack? Like when it's a good time to dodge or to attack, when it's a good time to heal. Those are the questions that you're actually asking. It's not just like attack them at all times and just don't worry about it. And this is kind of a completely different genre, but in a game like Terraria, you can, all those things are separate, right? You can attack whenever you want, you can move around whenever you want, you can dash whenever you want if you have dash. Although there are cooldowns and like limitations to each individual ability, you know? But you're basically just always firing, you know? Why not shoot the boss? And then you dodge the attacks separately. It's not like you attack and then you dodge, or you have to be careful about when to do either. That was actually dangerous. He could have picked up a spear. Rainbow is actually kind of difficult in the sense that you don't really have any options at all. There's no just attacking, you know. Your like best attack is a spear throw, which is very limited. You can only throw to either side of you. Lizards have a mask that blocks attacks. So do vultures. They don't one-shot a lot of things. You also need to use a rock along with a spear to like stun a creature first. I made that mistake last time. I tend to like when games are easy and then they give you options to make it more difficult, which I think is one of the better approaches to difficulty. Because like difficulty options are just kind of bad. Like, how am I supposed to know what the difficulty is before I even play the game? And also, it kind of feels bad if you have to change the difficulty in the middle of the run. But you can also do that by just making the difficulty easy by default, and then you can opt into challenges whenever you want, if you feel like you want to. Although I feel like that sometimes leads to problems where players will just kind of opt into challenges because the reward seems appealing. Like strawberries and sluts, which is funny because they aren't really a reward at all. But people will see the strawberries and be like, oh, I want to get those. But then they'll spend like 30 minutes dying to this challenge that they're probably not good enough to finish, but you know, they'll keep trying. It's like, was that worth it? Spend 30 minutes for a strawberry that, you know, or you could have been progressing for 30 minutes instead, you know. Or like a challenging side boss. Whoops, that's unfortunate. Like a secret boss that you find and it's like way more difficult than all the others, and it's like, yeah, this is like the difficult content for the veteran players, but other non-skilled players will stumble into that boss and waste like a ton of time trying to beat them. When there may not be like a substantial reward for it, because like a good player doesn't need a reward; they're already good enough, you know. Respect creative vision over player experience. I usually prefer player experience, which is funny because Rainworld is like exactly what you're describing there. They had a very specific vision of what the game should be, and then they sacrificed everything for it. And I really respect that. And I think it's kind of what made Rainworld so unique. And trying to design around player experience is what makes so many games feel very similar. Because it's like, well, you got to add all the features that you know will work out, right? All the features that are in the good games are probably what players like, so let's just keep adding them, and then every single game has the same set of features in it. Hello, welcome to the stream. I guess it doesn't have to be like Rainworld, because Rainworld sacrifices a lot. You know, the controls are a bit jank. I mean, obviously, you know, you can get used to them, but for a new player, they're not very intuitive compared to a lot of other platformers, because the everything is physics-based, right? The way the slug cat kind of just flops around sometimes can be hard to get used to. And the fact that some creatures can just kind of annihilate you if you're not prepared. Or the camera, which is, a lot of people complain about the camera, right? But I like the way that the camera works. Yeah. What I especially don't like is when, well, I guess it's not too bad, but I don't really like when games give you like 1,000 options to like tweak the difficulty however you want, because I kind of feel like it's just like the developer is showing that they're not very confident about their own difficulty settings. Please don't. Okay, that was unfortunate. Like we don't know if the game is balanced or not. Let's just give the player like a trillion options, and if they have a problem with the balance, they can fix it themselves. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Which is also what Rainworld does in the remix settings, but that wasn't in the base game. Which I think kind of shows why. That kind of explains part of why Downpour is the way it is. You know, the developers had a specific vision for the game, and that's why there is no tutorial, there is no remix option menu. And then, you know, other developers came in and they're like, well, we need to make this game more accessible, so let's add in a tutorial in these like loading screen messages and such, and let's add in like a bunch of quality of life stuff. That one video that kind of critiques Downpour, it talks about that. It's like the original developers didn't forget to add a tutorial. It's not like, oh shoot, we forgot to add a tutorial, I guess we gotta add it in the DLC. That was like a like purposeful decision. Yeah, the screen transitions can be rough, because, you know, in like moment-to-moment gameplay, there's something to complain about, or there's nothing good to say about the camera. It's just, it is, which should be how the camera is. You should never think about the camera. You should just like, it should just work with the player. But then the one time that you died with Lizard from off screen, it's like, well, that's a big problem, right? So you're gonna point at that and complain about it. Even though the camera's working totally fine all the other times, you just don't notice it, and that's what it's supposed to do. I don't really know how they'd fix that. Maybe just by making the transition range larger, but that might require that they tweak every single camera in the entire game. Or have made the cameras with that in mind in the first place. Just kind of hard to go back on, you know? Unfortunate. Oh, is he still down there? Oh no, he just maybe just took a while. He's all the way up there now. Nothing else in this room, first time ever. I'm expecting a Cyan Lizard. No. I guess the best way to probably approach it would be to give the players some way to see things that are off screen, because that is just a disadvantage the player has. The fact that creatures can see you from off screen, but the player can't. And I guess you could say that it's kind of made up for by the player being able to, I hate this. So the player can see a lot of things that other creatures can't. You know. Okay, that guy has a spear over there, which is the worst case. I hate this. So like, if the game is trying really hard to make everything super balanced and not make anything unfair, then that should be given to the player, right? If it's unfair that they can't see things that other creatures can. I should have thrown the pearl. He took my rock. Oh, wait, now he's gonna run away? There's the pearl. That took a long time to work out, but I'm alive. Yeah, it would be strange if there was some sort of like some sort of way that it like warned you, like warning, dude, there's something off screen, you know, like the way games have like, or like first-person games have indicators for what you can't see. Why is this guy so fast? I don't think I've ever been into this room in a speedrun. Why do you never want to go? Now there's a vulture. I hate this. Why is it so slow? There are a lot of things in this room. No threat level in this room, which is surprising. Yeah, nothing. Why have I seen so many explosive spears? That's a really short cycle. I'm just gonna keep the grapple worm. I did a test recently to see if it's worth keeping the grapple worm or not, and I found that it is actually pretty much exactly the same. That I think that having no grapple worm has a potential for being faster, but a grapple worm is more consistent because if there's a bad gravity cycle, or you can just die, or you can just die because you're dumb. So never mind. Why am I bothering with this? There's literally a tropic right there. Hello, welcome back. I guess that is kind of what the threat music. That's the point of the threat music. It's kind of like it's like adrenaline. It's like your sense of how dangerous is this current situation, which is like it makes sense how the slug cat could intuit that. If the threat music would have been directional, so you could hear like which side of the room is most dangerous. See if you're about to enter like an area that has some dangerous creatures in it. I was muted. Alright, whatever. I don't think vultures have their own threat. Do they? Do they have their own threat layer? I feel like it's just that there's such a high threat that they immediately set off like a very high threat level, so they're kind of associated with that. But I think it pretty much gives you the same information. You know when a vulture is coming because you can see their shadow, and they're also kind of loud. I guess the main problem with the off-screen thing is like white lizards. Or like blue lizards on poles, because that might be very quiet. Like maybe if more creatures just made some noise before they attacked. I mean, that kind of goes against the point of the white lizards though, right? They're trying to be They're trying to be sneaky. They're trying to sneak up on you and get you from somewhere where you don't expect. And if they just happen to be off screen, then that's just a lot more difficult for you, unfortunately. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Make up your mind, dude. That would have been faster if I just gone immediately. 100 red lizard kills, good job. I don't have nearly that. I have like 3 kills total. That's not true. I probably have like 10. Did you just like go and just go hunting for them for like a month? I don't even really know a consistent way to kill red lizards unless you are really consistent at the mouth spear. Which I am not, and it is really risky against reds, and you have to be in the right terrain. Hello. Welcome. Multiple months ago. Okay, as Spearmaster, it makes more sense how that's possible. Maybe Artificer too. Actually, Artificer is kind of designed to fight red lizards because you can make explosive spears and you can parry them. Doesn't make it easy. At Spearmaster, you can just kind of sit on the other side of the room and just throw as much as spears. Making spears costs food. Like Beta Spearmaster, that's how it works. Beta Spearmaster is in like an old version of Downpour or the original MSC mod? 'Cause I don't think you can make spears, right? In the original version. I don't think you needed food in the beta though, unless that's a different version that I don't know about. I love fusing with lizards. Very late update. Huh. Wait, they got updates? I really don't know much about that mod. I kind of wish I like played it back when it first came out. I didn't really like messing with mods, and I think it was outdated very quickly anyway. Or at least when I was like actually playing the game. Like I have to go get the old version of Rain World and then download this mod. Okay, well. That was a waste. I was like, maybe there's like a small chance I could get a mask from this. He almost got crushed. I didn't miss the popcorn. If I notice the blue lizard is in that room, I just don't bother with the popcorn. Oh, I don't care about... Oh, I care about you. That flip-flopped a few times. What? How did I drop the mask? Okay. An elite scavenger is the easiest way to get a vulture mask. And so if I knew that guy was there, I just would have gone straight for him. But I was already fighting the vulture. And I got the mask really quickly, so it didn't matter. Also, I hate that drop hook. I forgot to look for him. Usually he gets you. I guess I entered the pipe quickly enough. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. Last day of Matt Pat. About time. I thought he was gonna leave like a month ago. I don't know. I haven't watched like any of his videos recently, and so when I saw the announcement that he's stopping whatever he's doing, I forget what the exact wording is, but actually I just don't know. But I thought he was gonna like. I didn't know that it'd take a while. He still had a lot of videos, I guess. Oh, wow. Absolutely destroyed. Slimers are dropping the weights to run away faster. I mean, they can already move pretty quickly. I knew that was gonna happen. Heading over the channels to another person. That's kind of weird. Honestly, whenever a channel has like a new host, it feels like really strange. Unless that host was already a big part of the channel. Which is probably how it's gonna happen, but... it usually feels kind of strange. Like, what are you doing here? Overrated. Oh, this is end of the cycle. I could drop the mask. I'm just gonna keep it to be safe, and I don't really need multiple items anyway. Sands is nest true. They're gonna be a problem. Thank you. I made that mistake. I made the mistake like 10 attempts ago, and I was like, oh, don't do that again, and then I did it again. Or 10 streams ago. I'm gonna die if I go that way. Never go into that pipe when it's raining and there's white lizards here. Hey, get this spider. Oh, he didn't like the spider. Culture. Dude. There might be an elite right here. No. I said there might be. I need to get food. Yes. Falling down into a tunnel smoothly is, I feel like it's just completely random. Whether you like hit something or if you go through smoothly. Yeah, the night effect is cool, but it's also very strange for lore. Does Pebbles use the same voice line when he's kicking you out? Does he say the same thing? I mean, obviously he said something different, but the actual sounds that you hear when he's speaking, is that the same like sound file? Because I think it might be, and also that's kind of strange. But also I can kind of understand that they might not know how to recreate how the original sounds were created for Pebbles, how his voice was made. Actually, I don't even have any idea at all. Just went straight down. Yeah, that was pretty good. Good angle. I need to go this way though. Nice. That was super good. Oops, that was not the right time to throw that. Fine, a little bit messy. I was kind of accelerating along the wall. That's fine. Slug zappers? That's what I call them. Do I? I don't know. My names for things are not very consistent. But slug zappers is one of them. This is the same route that I always take. Don't make him mad this time. Oh, that could have gone wrong. What the f? I wasn't looking at chat for a while. Okay. No, we never hear this song. It's way down the struts. Lion might hear me, and that's why he always goes to this pipe at the same time as me. Oh, that was really dangerous. He had like a lot of momentum left from that jump. Even though he was stunned. Could have got pushed out or something. Okay, I hit him, which was the goal. Just go, just go. Just leave before you like bites me out of nowhere. That's the spitter spider. That's a not cool creature. Yeah, just fall to your death. Okay, that's not the normal way that I do it, but it worked out, but I wasn't really expecting it. Oh, hello. Well, it's nice that the white lizard is there and not like right here, which is the worst spot for them to be in. I'm dead. I have 3. Okay, I got hit 3 times. I'm just super dead. Unless there was a spear like right there. Yeah, something was gonna get me. I'm not interested. Sorry. I did like 3 things there differently than normal. I do not want to be associated with Spearmaster, like, in any way, honestly. Not the grenade. Should I take it? Nah. It would be funny though. Cannibalism? I wonder how many people, if any, watch the streams without the chat. I guess if you're on Twitch, you're not seeing the YouTube chat, right? And I'm just kind of saying stuff out of context all the time. Is anyone on Twitch right now? Give us a sign. If you don't, if you are there, if you exist but you don't want to talk, that's fine. Don't feel pressured to. Oh. No, you don't count. You can't do that. Keep both tabs open. That's cool. I might have to figure out a way to add the chat on screen. And if I do it, I'll only have like a few chat messages visible at a time, just so it doesn't take up much space. I think that if I do have them, I'll just have YouTube and Twitch chat just kind of like on top of each other. Because I mean, if they were like combined into one chat, then all the Twitch messages would kind of just be swept away. Ooh, that's nice. If both of you went down there. Never mind. Can I... I could have stabbed him. But nah, safe route. Is Rainbow my favorite game? Probably. Although, I don't really like to think like favorite, just like in general. I think it depends more on like the category of game. Because there's other games that I enjoy, but maybe don't have as interesting of a story or as like an atmosphere. Like Rainworld is very good in a lot of unique ways, but it's not as good in some other ways, I don't think. Dude, did you be stuck down there? Dude. Thank you. That's annoying when they get stuck down in the dens like that. Are you mad at me? He almost was. He almost had a reason to. Oh, scavenger. Oh, that was interesting, the way that I climbed up that ledge. That's a sign. Thinking like, is that a vulture? Excuse me. Least favorite speedrun category, this one. Spearmaster story percent. I don't like it. There's probably some that I dislike more, but I just haven't played because I don't like them. and that is the problem with Spearmaster, which is it is the story present category for one of the main downpour characters. Other categories are not other categories are like way more obscure, like 100% categories or pilgrimage runs or intended percent. That's one. Can you? I just got stuck. I just got stuck. I was fused with that Scion. That's funny. If you guys really want me to see your message, post it in the Twitch chat, because there won't be as much competition. Or actually, probably a better way to do it is just to include my name in your message, because it gets highlighted. So if you want to talk, it's also a good option. Where's Strand World track? That is a difficult question. They didn't make it into the game. Yeah, sure, but the ones that are in the game. I think it probably is. I mean, most music in the game I think is fitting for wherever it plays. But then, like, if you were to listen to the song on its own, it's like, whatever, you know. Like, it fits the atmosphere, but it just doesn't. It's not like a great song on its own. I kind of feel that way about some I missed. Like, there's a lot of songs that I haven't included in the playlist, and you probably may have noticed some. I really don't like the Rubicon threat theme, and I know that it's only used in a single challenge, so I guess it isn't a problem. But I'm kind of glad that it isn't in actual Rubicon. Fragile, I enjoy Fragile. Here's an unused song. I honestly kind of don't like the song just because it isn't in the game. Like, what's up with that? Such a great song. Like, at least it could be in like Arena. Is it in Arena? Yeah, it might be in Arena. There's some that are in Arena mode that aren't anywhere else. Like Wired. I think Wired is another one that's not actually in game except for Arena. I mean, it's not that those are bad songs, but it's just that I feel like it would be nice if they were. Although, maybe Wired is a little too much to actually be in game. Same with some of the others that play in Arena mode only. All the threat themes are good. They're all wonderful. Although, as like outside of like the context of a threat theme, some of them are eh. Like, I don't think I'm a huge fan of garbage threat theme, but I think that it's super fitting of the area, so I don't really mind it in game. Although Garbage City Shuffle is a song that I really like, and it's also fitting of the area, so I guess it is possible. Oh, that was good timing. Oh, Aquaphobia? Actually, I kind of don't like Aquaphobia. I mean, I haven't really listened to it much. I don't even think it's on the playlist. I think it's just kind of like too like aggressive. I guess that's the point, right? Here's the coast. Is that gonna be a problem? No, he won't. Well, this guy will. Okay, I hate having to do this where you crawl backwards out of the pipe. You gotta go back in, and then this guy's in the way now. Oh, I spear pinned. Teleported. Who knows where the, oh, the sign, wait, that's a white lizard. What even happened? What is going on? I accidentally pinned that sign inside the other tunnel, and I grabbed him and then went through the pipe, which is how you spear pin teleport. And that kind of flung me into a wall really hard. And then somehow the pace is still, like, decent. It's not awful. Breathing Hyometer, if that's how you say it. Hyometer? No. I don't know. But that song is actually one of the few in the game where I heard it in game and then I went to the OST to go like find the song on its own. Hey dude, come here. I definitely still have that from Artificer. The demasking. Sometimes I'm able to do it like that. That's a pile of lizards. Well, thank you. Speed boost. Oh my gosh, I hate this. Why is so much happening? Can't we just like stop? Just take a break? Can you all just leave? Have you guys been predators for long enough? Just take a break, man. How about we all just schedule a day where you can all just like go on vacation and just hang out, be friends for once, and just let me go on and do my own thing. I think it's a win-win for all of us. That's redundant. That's probably not the right room. Oh. Okay, I understand. You know what I mean. Spelunky 2 has adaptive music, or dynamic music. I don't know the name for it. The music changes based on what's happening in game, and it's kind of subtle. It's not like threat level based, but it's like, if you stand still, then it becomes quiet, and that's kind of the only reaction I know. And it's sad because it means that every area only has a single song because of the added complexity of like having to have multiple layers for each one, right? But it's kind of sad because in Spelunky 1, each area has like multiple different songs and it changes every time you move to the next layer, to the next level, right? And it means that if you're struggling to start a run and you're dying repeatedly in the first world, and you're just hearing the same song go on for like so long, Celeste has dynamic music, sort of. Like each song is made up of a bunch of different layers, and then as you progress through a level, more and more layers are kind of added on. I think that's a pretty interesting way to do it. You only need a handful of tracks for each area, but then each song doesn't really feel like it's like you get tired of it, because it's still constantly changing, and each area has sort of a unique feel to it. I just get out of here now, man. Thank you. For once, a King Vulture is actually nice. These guys aren't going to be, though. Thank you. Also, I feel like whatever song is playing right now is way too quiet. I can barely even hear it. Okay, I know which one it is. Is it Silicon? Just like Mindustry? I don't know how to feel about hexagons. I feel like there's maybe a bit too much hexagon propaganda going around. I don't know if I buy into it. forgot if I got food or not. I'm just doing that. I didn't, right? I did. Too high. It's fine. What if you could ever take damage from that? If you're going too fast there. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, gosh. Well, it was on that attempt where you got the world record, but didn't you get many different runs before the world record run? I have yet to even complete a single run at all. So, this is a slight problem with that. Although I haven't been going for just improving my run. Although I'm kind of just doing that now. Four runs total. If you're prioritizing survival a lot more. I mean, it didn't take me too long to just finish one run back when I started this whole thing. But that run was the 59 time. You're mad at me? What did I do? No, I just attacked him straight up. We're good. I've died to those inspectors too many times, honestly. I should probably just be more careful. I guess I was throwing her a lot in that room. That was a mistake. No, it wasn't. That's a bad boost. I dropped the pearl. It's been a while since I've done that. I was hoping that I had actually improved. I don't know why I dropped it there. I'm only just now learning how to crawl turn vault. Just barely. It's still very inconsistent, but at least I've done it more than like twice total. I can't imagine ever getting to the point where they're consistent. I'm not even consistent with the AI hops. Those are still difficult. I don't know where he is. He's right there. That would have been a bad time to throw. Slight miscalculation. It's still fine. Okay, this is like kind of bad pace. I'd say a good time is getting to the shelter before 20 minutes on the old timer. I'm mostly used to looking at the old's timer because I hadn't been using speedrun timer fix for a while. So this could be better by like 20 seconds. That's still pretty good though. That was probably just dropping the pearl, which is that entire time loss though. Yeah. I guess crawl turn vaults are mostly just useful for if you want to get somewhere that you normally don't have access to. And in that case, as long as you're able to do them at least once, doesn't really matter how long it takes, you know, just being able to do it at all is pretty useful. Resin, yeah, hop. Doesn't really let you, like, it's not like super practical. Oh, that was really dangerous. I did not expect that jump. Like, it's not like there's many jumps where you can only make it if you do an hop, right? But since you could just do them wherever you want, and they're really fast, like, you might as well like learn how to do it. It's useful. And they can still be useful even if you don't do them perfectly. I did not mean to go backwards, so I'm just gonna have to sit here for a while. I'm gonna be on the other side of the lizard or the spider in case the lizard shows up. They will prioritize the spider, hopefully, if this game is balanced. But I was facing the wrong way in the pipe. I could have stabbed them earlier. I didn't want to miss that one spear I had. But that is at least that spider taken care of. And this guy's now here. Just take the safe route. welcome to the stream. Thank you. Honestly, spitter spiders would be way easier to deal with. Oh dear. If I could hold the spear. Because the easiest way to deal with them is just to run at them and then throw a spear at them and they just die. Right? They don't have much health. But when I'm holding a grapple worm and a pearl, I can't just hold a spear. I have to have a spear or make one like right then and there. And that's why they're so challenging to deal with. In this run in particular. I did not go in that smoothly. I hate you can't just keep holding down to enter a pipe like that. You have to like tap down again. You just kind of stand there for a second, not doing anything. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I forgot to... I was distracted, sorry. That's not your fault. I shouldn't have been reading chat right then. Considering that this is important movement I should be focusing on. Okay, I was just a mistake. I just messed up. Oh, I did it. 12 seconds, world record. Can I undo that? Get out of here. No way, really? No way? Thinking you might not believe that? Man, when's the last time I've seen Moon? Like a week ago? 2 weeks ago? Whatever. Why can't I just bring like a white pearl to Moon? Just say, hey, rewrite this message or rewrite this pearl, and just bring that to Sky Islands. Don't even bother with pebbles. This movement really sucks. Well, we're past that attempt. 387 or whatever it was. mean, gravity is kind of important. They're kind of impossible to figure out. We don't know the size of anything. We don't know the composition of the world or anything about Rand world. Like, is it a normal planet? Because the moon looks like a planet, or a regular, not a planet, but you know what I mean. It looks spherical. But does the Rand world even have a core? Maybe it's like flat. Maybe like we don't know anything. Yeah, fall damage is kind of strange. The larger creatures should take more fall damage, but it's the slow guy who's quite small who takes fall damage. Although it's quite insignificant anyway. You have to fall from really high up for it to even like matter at all. So maybe they just didn't expect any creatures to really be falling that kind of distance. Although the larger creature, like a green lizard, should care more about like falling, right? Like a lot more. No, pretty much no creature has fall damage at all. It just does not exist. It's only for the slug cat. Dust. Dust is like one of the strangest things about the game. One of the strangest lore pearls. Which I feel like was kind of what Rubicon is about. It's strange, but like the idea that the void fluid is, or everything is sinking into the void fluid, so the depths should be more dissolved than before, right? Although the depths are exactly the same for all the characters up until Saint, where they're completely gone. So I guess maybe that's the time scale we're working with. From totally fine to completely gone between Rivulet and Saint. Ah, spear pin. Also, is the dust snow? Like, we never see dust. You know, nothing ever gets taller. Except for snow in the Saints campaign. But that doesn't make sense because that's associated with the temperature and the iterators, right? On top of the wall. Oh, I get that kind of dust. I guess there is. But it never accumulates. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the rain kind of cleans everything up. And it's just like an extremely slow process. Which also kind of makes void fluid seem very weak. Like, is it really doing anything down there? If it takes so long for dust to accumulate, then the void sea isn't working very fast either. That was a mistake. So Moon just made up the idea of dust. I mean, I guess the dust could be civilizations. This is kind of an out there theory, but it's possible that all of the ancients' buildings are just kind of piled up on top of previous civilizations' ruins. I think that was kind of suggested in some like Outer Expanse Pearl. That buried beneath all of the mud essentially is just like more like ruins. And that is probably what everything looks like, and like around the iterators is where they built up more substantial buildings. Dust could be the buildings the ancients created, or the iterators, and when those all collapse, a new civilization will form and build atop that, and just continue building upwards forever. I don't know where they're getting their materials from. I guess that's the main problem. Thank you. Wow, this guy's really helping me out. He just wanted me to, he just wanted to push me forward. And now he's dead. Sorry, man. Dude, this jump is so it's so easy sometimes, and it's so impossible other times. He's aggroed on me now. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. How have runs been? How do you think runs have been? I made the mistake again. Don't jump on this pole. Just climb up a little bit. Really? Okay, I got very lucky. Oh, I died to a pole plant, like, recently. I don't need this. I could have done some use slides if I dropped that. Nice. Yeah, pole plants are memorable. Because you're not only are you remembering where you died to them, but you're also remembering where poles are. So it's like, this pole wasn't here that I couldn't climb on this before, but also, oh, this is a pole plant that I died to before. So there's two ways to remember where they are. We're fine. Kinda hit undergrowth. Oh, this is a situation. Speaking of undergrowth. Oh, you troll. You want to get hit by that spear? I was totally just got cut up on that. Oh, okay, we're going the right way now. That was an overreaction. Kind of felt like I was gonna fall off that pole. I think that Hunter is still fairly strong, if you compare to some of the downpour characters. Having 2 spears whenever you want, that you can hold on to. It's very useful. Because you can hold 2 spears and a rock. So any lizard is like actually quite easy to deal with. You can hold a Vulture Mask instead if you want. Way more versatile to have that extra spear. You don't need to carry an extra item. Artie is broken, I agree. Artie is very strong, but the scavengers are just a huge problem. They're very hard to deal with. You need to carry them around to get through karma gates. Also, Hunter has echoes that are already active. That is like very useful. You can just walk into an area, get an echo, and that's it. You just get one for free, just like that. I very rarely get echoes when I don't need to. But as Hunter, it's like, well, first of all, you kind of need to get the echoes. But also, it's just so easy. Like, oh, there's an echo. I might as well just go grab them instead of like having to go to the room, activate the echo, go to a shelter, and then return to this area. And make sure you have enough karma. I think you also need that for Hunter. But ideally, you're keeping your karma pretty stable as Hunter anyway. Okay, I was spared. I did not see him. I saw the threat level. I was looking out for a white lizard. I just didn't see him. He was in a good spot, I guess. Got 2 spears. Ah, whatever. I wonder if you could do an entire fast pole climb upside down. If you could stay balanced. Interesting. I've actually forgot that I even had it on the pose at all. I think I often underappreciate garbage waste and shoreline. It's like garbage waste, I always prefer to go through shaded, and for shoreline it's pretty much only just to visit moon, right? Like why go to shoreline otherwise? But it's nice that there's actually 2 regions that are so different than everything else in the game. I guess drainage, or yeah, garbage is kind of similar to drainage, but mostly just because there's water. Oh, I did not mean to hit you, but alright. The fact that Rain World has both regions like 5 pebbles and garbage waste. You have like two opposite sides of the technology spectrum. You got the scavengers in like a big pile of garbage with their pearls and their little drawings and such. And not too far from there is a massive supercomputer powered by void fluid. And something that like we don't realize in game because of the camera view, but pretty much everyone can always see 5 pebbles or moon before she collapses. And maybe moon too if you're in shoreline, but like pebbles is huge. And even in outer expanse, which is like the farthest area that you can go to in game, he still fills up the entire screen in the background. And so if you're actually in the facility, you know, he probably takes up the entire sky, especially around shaded. Kind of think that would make Rain World really interesting as a 3D game. Kind of like Elden Ring, and probably a lot of other games too have this kind of similar idea. Elden Ring has this big tree in the middle of the world, and that's the only thing I know about the game. But I mean, I don't know much, but I know the tree is there, and it's very prominent. There's always this big thing in the background. Because of the fog, maybe. Yeah, the rain. Actually, yeah, I don't know. In that case, like if you're in Chimney, you can't really see anything in the background at all. The background is just a solid color. I mean, it is for most areas. Just that Chimney is so open that there's not much else to see. Aside from just the empty skies in the background. It's even the sky might just be fog and there's actually stuff back there. I mean, there probably is. Forget about ever getting past this room. Oh, a white lizard too. Balanced and accurate representation of an ecosystem. Who cares? No, I'm gonna go to Shaded. Just kidding, I'm gonna die. Yeah, if you're in Industrial and you look up, you're more likely to see, like, Chimney and Sky Islands. I mean, Sky Islands is roughly in the same place relative to Industrial. Because once you go up to the top of Chimney, you go to one side for Sky Island, one side for Pebbles. Also, Sky Islands must be interesting. Just like all that stuff up there. You should be able to see a saint. I mean, when it's not snowing, I guess. But the snow picks up really quickly. I'm pretty sure, I mean, you can see that at the very end of the campaign. when the camera scrolls up, which I kind of don't like. I feel like the camera doesn't look like it goes up high enough to actually see the clouds. I don't know if it actually like does go sit the right distance, but it feels like it doesn't. And anyway, there are still clouds there. It looks pretty much exactly the same as it does as if you're on the wall. Really, you should just call it Cloud World then. There's either rain or snow, but there's always clouds. That like undid my spear progress. Look at the cauliflower. Okay, this guy makes up for it. Almost. How does that scene work? At the very end of Saint, or no, actually Spearmaster 2. Saint and Spearmaster have the same kind of cutscene where it like shows the big background, which honestly, maybe overdone. Like obviously at the top of the wall, the background, seeing all the iterators in the clouds, that's like a really great visual. But there's like, Downpour uses that a lot. Downpour adds the exterior of Moon, where you can see that background. It adds Metropolis, where you can see that background. It adds the cutscenes for Spearmaster and Saint, where you see the background. Like, goodness, it's everywhere. Like, I get it. But I guess, you know, if you're up there, like, what else are you going to see? I guess their only solution would just be to not have those areas. But there was really only the one spot for base vanilla Rain World. So the background that you saw there was directly tied with the climb up the wall. Either after struggling through climbing up the wall or going through the entirety of Pebbles. Like that is what you get to see at the top of everything in like complete safety. Yeah, communications array is like almost there. Kind of like halfway up the wall height. But you can't really see the background there either. See how this goes. I really like the way that you can slide into a pipe after a roll pounce. Yeah, one way to end the run. They should respect me if I have a mask. Or fear me. So, I guess that's kind of the same thing. It kind of matches the color of the dots at the base of the tail. Like when it's kind of blending into the white color. If you had an elite mask, they might just be mad at you. They probably would be more mad at you than respectful. Like, you killed one of our own... What would they be called? Warriors? That's hunters? The scavengers never seem to fight each other, so I assume that they are all very nice. And it's not the kind of society where it's like if you show that you have enough power that you... Where it's like if you are strong enough to defeat an elite scavenger in combat, you get to become an elite yourself, or the same thing with the chieftain. I don't think they work like that. Maybe for the chieftain, we don't really know what goes on up there. I like how this pink lizard hangs. Actually, I don't really like it. They kind of get in the way, but it's interesting that it's consistent. This is a king vulture. Ah. Okay, luckily those lasers are coming from the left. Crazy range. Don't do anything stupid at this point. How did 7 Red Suns get the pearl into Spearmaster? Because it's not the first time that they've delivered a message. Like, Spearmaster's already done that before, right? So there has to be some way to, like, consistently remove and replace the pearls. I guess, like, just like a regular surgery, just be really careful about it. The reason it's dangerous from pebbles is because they just kind of tear it out in, like, 1 second. Spearmaster around the pearl. Yeah, if Spearmaster only ever had to deliver one single pearl, then that might make sense. I do wonder, were there ever... I mean, I feel like that the iterators would be, like, multi-purpose, right? Because they're so spread out. Like, Moon and Pebbles are the like, rare exception, but they're usually so spread out that one entire, like, city's worth of people are relying on a single iterator, right? So you'd want that one iterator to be able to do as much as possible, to be able to meet the demands of the city. Unless maybe, well, I don't know. I mean, industrial complex is a pretty prominent part of Pebbles facilities, so maybe there is some sort of focus between each iterator's facility grounds, but not necessarily the facility or the iterator itself. So if industrial complex produced some sort of valuable thing, then that could be like transported to other iterators, and so that would be what this one specializes in. But I think what Pebbles is saying by, or what he means by saying that he's not a medical facility is just that you wouldn't come to Pebbles for medical purposes. They're probably somewhere else in the city, or, well, yeah, pretty much just the city for that. Whoa, that got dark very quickly. Could you calculate the length of a day based on how quickly the sun sets? Because it only takes like a minute to go from completely bright to completely dark, right? But also the atmosphere is probably like totally different, so maybe that's not totally accurate. If you can see the sun itself. Good. Not good. I've not been very consistent at that jump recently. That was not great. Electric spear. I don't know if have I seen one just floating around like that? I think it might be really rare. I guess if there's a electric spear just in the floor, then it's a little bit harder to see, right? Because it's only the tip that's different, and you wouldn't be able to see that all the time. Just being careful. Vector's over there. Okay, I dropped the pearl, but it was moving alongside me, so fine. Tells us this says a region they can spawn in. Well, one just spawns, so want proof. Whoops, that was just a misinput. Shoot, that looks like I can't get good jumps. Well, okay. I was mad. That whole room just did not work out. This is ridiculous space though. Okay. know, mastering is probably a really valuable skill as Spearmaster. Even though, or it'd be worth like getting better at it. Okay, I did not mean to do it like that, but I guess it worked. Speeder went, or that the spider went flying. Yeah, just hung the drop leg. Don't do that. I'm gonna aggro this guy. Reminds me that Saint can grapple onto firebugs and it'll pop them, and I've lost a run like that. This from Saint Servicent. Be careful with your tongue. It can be dangerous. Oh, okay, good thing it's a pole there. Goodness. They're over there. That's the new one. cycle. Oh, okay. This is where we load out. Really? That was too high? Okay, minor time save, I guess. I'm up here now. This room is very dusty. RNG time loss. Thank you. Kind of awkward cycles here. I just have to wait. Well, I can start climbing. This is an awkward room though, because it's fastest from the very bottom. You can kind of do this if you have to wait for a long time. Hi, Moon. how this projection system works. You can't really see because where the like projector would be is kind of where the camera is, so it doesn't really. Also, this room is strange because it looks very small, right? Like depth-wise. It's like kind of hard to see how wide the room is, you know, towards the camera. I guess the room is probably like a perfect cube, and we're just seeing a slice of it. Please. Moon. Ah. Well, that's unfortunate. A lot of other good cycles though. Nope. Yes, let's just drift slightly to the side because why not? Okay. Well, that's the end of that. Well, I'm not gonna be playing Spearmaster for like a month. See, because I want to focus on Rivulet. I'm probably gonna do like 4 more challenge streams and then like 4 more Rivulet streams, and then that's the event. Yeah, so in about a month, I will attempt Spearmaster again. I tried. I wanted to see if I could finish it now, but let's guess we'll just have to wait on that. If you like Rivulet more, or the challenge runs more, which honestly I prefer the challenge runs a lot. Those have been a lot of fun. I closed the Twitch chat. Sorry. Get back here. Yeah. Yeah, the challenge runs have been good. I'll be continuing with those and the Rivulet runs. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. See ya.